Okay, we typically say there are two certainties in our lives, death and taxes. For women, there's a third one, menopause.
I haven't hit that yet, but I'm sure we'll all get there eventually, and it's good to be armed with all of the information that you can. And our next guest, Dr. Diana Bitner, is part of an upcoming women's health event with Spectrum Medical Health Group.
All right,
Good
so
morning.
let's start off with the basics. What exactly is menopause?
The actual definition of menopause is not having a period for more than 12 months.
Okay.
So, having said that, there's a lot of symptoms that are pretty non-specific. Not feeling like yourself, hot flashes, night sweats, mood changes. I'll get people in that say, I just don't feel like myself. Or, I never hollered at my kids or my family, and now I just can't seem to
Control myself.
Yeah. It just, things make me mad that never made me mad before.
Is there an age range, or is there, like, do you say, well, you're 45, 48, 50?
It's different for everybody.
Okay.
Generally, you'll hit menopause when your mom did.
Okay.
So it's important to know those facts. And, you know, not all of our moms talked about that kind of stuff. So it's really good to ask those kind of questions and then have a sense. But it can start as early as 35 even, when your periods start to change a bit, when those symptoms start to come. Maybe you had a little bit of postpartum depression, and now you're having a little PMS. That definitely can progress as we get older and can be a sign that there's a change. But our cycle changing is probably the #1 sign. The next thing that people start to get is disturbed sleep, and then feeling tired, fuzzy brain. Oh, I just can't remember, you know, why I came to the grocery store.
Okay.
Or you have to give a talk in front of your boss and you're like, go blank.
Yeah.
I mean, usually that goes back to I didn't sleep well the couple nights before my period.
Okay.
Wow. Now, so we're talking about the age range, and it can always vary from person to person, but is there anything that contributes to the onset or prolonging this menopause?
I mean, the timing of what our ovary does is sort of set, but we can definitely affect how we're affected by the symptoms. And what I've found in 20 years of being a doctor for women here in West Michigan is that women who are really healthy, doing their best to eat well, have a healthy weight, drink their water, take their vitamins, tend to really do it a lot easier. And women who it's been a lot harder, or they're not at a healthy weight right now, maybe stressed out and not even taking time to drink their water, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder.
And is it harder because of the kind of an environment that we live in? You know, in some cases we maybe live in a not so healthy world.
I think that the fast pace that a lot of us live at makes it hard, whether we're working inside the home or working outside of the home or trying to do both. I think that the pace makes it the hardest. And a lot of times we forget to do just the very basics. For example, drinking water. It sounds so silly, like, oh yeah, I drink my water. People say, I drink a lot of water. I'm like, well, what does that mean to you?
Right.
Well, 3 glasses. Well, you know, it's different for everybody, but truly dehydration can cause hot flashes, night sweats, and it's one of the more common causes of daytime fatigue. You know, that 3 o'clock hour when we're kind of looking for the caffeine and the sugar, like, oh, a cup of coffee and a cookie sounds
Just
great.
grab a bottle of water instead, maybe.
Well, maybe you can have your cup of coffee, but start with a glass of water.
Okay.
Okay, and there is a particular book that you recommend that has a lot of insightful tips that maybe you want to share with viewers.
I really do. When I was 39-ish, I'm 45, but when I was 39, this book really helped me a lot. It's written by a doctor, Dr. Peak, and she's an intensive care doctor, and one morning had the epiphany, how can I get to women before it's too late? How can I help them be healthy? So she quit that field of work and went into wellness and has written this book, Body for Life for Women. I found it really has given people the tools, you know, the how-to. It just breaks it down, very basic. What is important about a balanced diet? What do we need to do in terms of weight loss? And what I found over and over, her message of building muscle is everything. You know, guys, they can stop drinking soda and eating sweets for a week. They lose 5 pounds, they keep it off, right? We're really good for a week. We have one piece of birthday cake on the weekend, it all comes back.
Right, I know. I have a friend.
frustrating.
They say you better be the weight you want to be when you enter menopause, because after that, forget it. It never goes up
good as it
again.
gets.
But you know, I really think, Dr. Bitner, what's really important is to have a doctor that you feel comfortable with, that I can ask you about those maybe embarrassing
things.
questions as your body changes.
Yeah, and for example, some women don't work out because they have some incontinence issues.
Yeah,
and
right.
so, I mean, it's embarrassing to talk about that kind of thing. But if you're able to bring up some basic things, you know, maybe a little physical therapy, or some women need a surgical treatment for incontinence, and they're working out again.
Right.
So, or some women don't work out because their feet hurt. So let's get you to a gender-specific foot specialist, and now you're working out again because we're dealing with foot pain. We have to be very practical. You can't just tell someone, oh, lose weight, and walk out the door, you know, with a hand on the door and say, okay, lose weight, see you next time.
See you in a year.
No, exactly. We've got to be able to talk about what really matters and what's practical.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you have an opportunity that viewers will be able to ask questions and maybe learn some of the ins and outs of menopause and a lot of the things that go with it that include our environment, and maybe not, you know, the most a way that can help us, I guess.
Right. Well, in a great environment, so people can feel free to ask those questions, sit back and receive the information. You're part of the Dr. Dialogue series.
I'm looking forward to this event. I'm so pleased that Spectrum Health promotes women's health and allows us to interact with the community. And this Dr. Dialogue event should be a wonderful way. This is going to be a 3.5-hour event where we are bringing specialists in gender-specific medicine, so how women are different than men. And these doctors, physical therapists, advanced nurses are very schooled and understand, again, how us women are different than men in all areas of wellness. I want this to be a very practical talk. You're not going to go in here in-depth scientific, but what are the basics about being well and healthy? And how can we help break those barriers down? And so these are Spectrum Health Medical Group providers who will present their expertise in a very comfortable forum, from PMS to heart disease to breast cancer treatment, looking at those basic barriers. So
Which is wonderful.
Pleased.
And you know, the nice part about this is it's an opportunity for anybody, for the public to attend. It's at the Pinnacle Center in Hudsonville, Tuesday, May 15th. Would like you to register by phone, 616-267-2626, option 4. Dr. Bitner, it's so awesome. We could do an hour show of 8 West just with you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
It's good to talk to you again.
Fantastic. We'll be right back.